Good afternoon. I want to do a update on my view of this whole divided country issue. Where are the people like our mayors, our governors, and specifically our president? This has been going on for 2 or 3 days. Nobody has said anything. People are losing their lives over just ignorance. Because the younger people of our generation do not want to sit down, do not want to learn, do not even want to watch elections. Like I've said in my other videos, they just go off of what each candidate says. You know? It's just like I've said, 2 parents in a divorce. The one parent talks bad about the other parent, and the children are there listening to it. But instead of going with the parent that has more of the knowledge, who wants to protect the child wants to go with the parent who lets them do anything they want. And when they don't get to go with the parent that lets them do anything they want, they throw a fit. And that's what is basically going on with this whole thing with people against Trump. And Soros does not make things any better. You know? He is like the lawyer for the mom, which would be Hillary. Him and mommy are working together to try to make daddy, Donald Trump, and the Republican Party, I see as their lawyer, look bad. Oh, let's make an appointment. We're going to tell you to cause all sorts of problems for daddy. You don't like daddy. Daddy makes you do this. Daddy makes you do that. You go and you cause all sorts of trouble for daddy. And then you get to go to daddy's for the weekend. Or daddy, or the country, or the judge gives daddy custody, which I like to refer to this point of the election being the judge. The judge said, you got to go to daddy, and you don't like it, so you're going to throw a fit. You're going to get mommy and the lawyers to look at you throwing a fit, and mommy and the lawyers, they're back here laughing. While Obama, he's the boyfriend of mommy. He's not doing anything because he doesn't agree with daddy, Donald Trump. So you have mommy, daddy, you have mommy, the lawyer, who is George Soros, and you have Barack Obama as a boyfriend and Hillary Clinton as a mom, of course they're not going to do anything because they want Daddy Trump and his legal team or his team to fail. And we're like two kids. The Democrats and the Republicans. Two kids, and one kid who is willing to cooperate with Daddy. The other kid is a rebellious thing because he doesn't get his way and he wants to go to Mommy, and Daddy is trying to fight it. And the other Democratic kid is not cooperating. Something has got to be done, and I'm not spreading hate speech when I say this next part. I am trying to figure out what is going on, because I'm going to tell you something. It is pretty hard not to ignore. People say, oh, let it go. Ignore it. You can't. If you really, truly believe this country, you love this country like I do, I want Trump. I don't want things out of control, and that's what the issue was with these new American kids growing up. They want to do things on their own. If they do not get their way, they throw a fit. And I am so upset with the adults, because there are adults in this too who are not setting the example. Democratic adults in this too who are not setting the example. Older people like grandmas I've seen in that crowd. They're acting as bad as the younger people are. Something has got to change. I don't know, again, I've talked about this. I don't know if we need to take away funding from schools. You know, who has ever heard of needing therapy because of an election happening? That's just like, and I'm going to refer to this because it sounds like the whole Sandy Hook issue. And a lot of you don't believe that that did not happen, or a lot of you believe that it did happen. But if you go on the FBI's website and scroll down for murders that happened, and you can see it didn't happen. But I'm going to use this as my jumping point. Kids die every day. Whether by gun violence, cancer, whatever, they die every day. Adults die every day. Do you need a police officer to guard my roommate died. Okay? I didn't physically watch her die, but she died in her sleep. I was tore up. I cried when I found out she was dead. But did I need someone to babysit me? Oh, the death of your roommate is so traumatic. You're going to need this and this and this and this to get through life. That's how you know it's bullcrap. And I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure a lot of you have had loved ones, your mothers die of old age, even younger mothers. Your fathers die of even younger. Do you need a police officer by your side 24 hours a day? You don't. all that Sandy Hook rant is just another rant. Because they want to take away guns, and we as Americans are trying to say, no, you don't take away guns. So they throw fits and use innocent people to do their bidding, to get where they want to go. And when we say no and we hit back, they throw bigger fits. They throw more rallies. They use kids. These are staged. Just look at the LAX. They've got a dummy wheeled out. They're wheeling out a dummy. But this is what is happening to America. And all Donald Trump is trying to do is bring all this stuff to an end. And we've got people who want to still continue it because they're not happy with where the good people of our country want to go. And I'm going to tell you, I've talked to a lot of good people on social media, Facebook, the last couple of days. You know, and I'm going to say I am on an antidepressant. And when that antidepressant is not working because I'm stressed, you know there's a problem. But it's like we're all talking about this stuff. The good people are, but we can't do anything. And it's frustrating. And people say, let it go. You can't let it go. If you have a heart like I do, if you have a heart like the next Joe and Janet have, you can't let it go. You want to see action, just like with the riots. I'm watching the riots, yes. And what pisses me off is that nothing's being done. Nothing is being done, it seems. The only action I have seen is Oregon, and they're doing a fine job. But you got the rest of these cities, there are people blocking the streets. Other people have to work. Other people have quality lives that they have to that they work hard for. And you little punk teens, younger people, Black Lives Matter people, because you did not get your way, want to impede the lives of these innocent people who want to work. That is not cool. And something needs to be done about it at state level, at local level, and at national level. And if anybody is in on this, they don't need to have the job. My feeling is that when Soros, Craigslist needs to be accountable for what they did in this situation. Letting an anti-Semitic person put an ad on Craigslist recruiting all this stuff. I was going to go off on Facebook, but I'm glad they're there because it helps the people who care know what's going on. But we have concerns, the innocent people, and I'm going to say there may be some Democrats who are innocent in all this too. We have concerns. We don't want our country like this. And when we heard that Trump was going to be president, we're finally getting our country back. But what needs to happen is if those kids aren't in school, college on Monday, all the colleges need to lose funding. Because it's not, you guys are just using the election was so hard. If you would have sat down and watched TV, got with most of the issues, and because I was watching YouTube, and half of these people are saying, oh, I like Hillary because she's the first woman president. You know, that's not a good, if you heard her background, having spirit cookings, and that's kind of freaky. I don't even want to go into that. You know? Have you young people not heard what she's had done? It's like you guys are in a trance. And I'm going to tell you what happened. And I probably said this in all my other videos, but it's frustrating. But what's basically happened is you've been indoctrinated by the media. You've been indoctrinated by your parents. You've been indoctrinated just like with the hate groups. You don't wake up in the morning and say, oh, I hate black people. Or I hate white people. It is taught to you. You are taught. You are taught. By what your grandma says, they say, you say, everybody says, you are taught. You don't wake up one day, I was blue, I just hate black people, or I just hate white people, or I hate Jews or Mexicans. You are taught that by your environment, because there's some awful good Christians who aren't like that. There are people who aren't Christians who are like that. It's because of your environment. Don't blame it on whoever. Blame it on yourself and your environment. Because you do, I'm checking my time, you can change. I'm legally blind, by the way. That's why I had to zoom in. But you can change how you act. And something needs to happen. And I don't know if I'm going to apologize, but if something is happening that we don't see in the works, I'm sorry that I'm coming out so strong. But when I take my antidepressant medicine, and this whole thing is kicking my butt, because I'm stressed a little bit, because I care. There's an issue. And when it's not being done, when nothing's being done about this situation, if you're in on it, like I said, if you're in on it, fix it. Or if you're in on it, get somebody that can fix it. Governors, mayors, call the National Guard. And then what you do is, after everything is said and done, you don't go around putting in donation buckets. You don't go around soliciting people for money, because it's not their fault that it's not our fault that your little punk kids decided to go on a rampage across America. You need the people that you arrest, you need to take down some names. You need to bring them to trial. Yes, and that's another thing I want to ask, but before I go on, you need to take them to trial, find them guilty, and be waiting on the total cost of repairs for things, and they need to pay back what has been ruined. You go after the organizations, whoever founded Black Lives Matter, you go after them for the bill. Whatever school let their kids out to deal with this crap, you flip them with the bill. Don't go after the taxpayer for the collection, because I'm not going to pay it. No taxpayer should pay for ignorance. And then what you do, you go to that bus company that drove those kids down here, you go after them also. Because that bus company could have said, I don't want any part of this. The bus drivers that drove could have said, I don't want. So what if you lose your job? Get another job. And then your mayors and the local, if you guys don't want to do anything about it, we'll go out. That needs to be going after too. Don't let, and I'm not trying to start a war. I want peace. But we cannot let people bully us. We cannot let these young punks bully us, because that's what they do. That's what they want. Again, another analogy. We're like the old person. They're like the young person. Let me rephrase that. Okay, you hear people have elder abuse, where the younger person will disrespect the adults. Okay? That's what's being done now. Disrespecting adults. And we got people who are just sitting by here watching. I have not heard one news conference from a president, from a mayor, from the National Guard, from anybody. And when I was younger, stuff like this happened. Rodney King happened, and it was done within a matter of days, within a matter of a day or so. But now, we got people letting people do this crap, and nothing's being done about it. Oh, let's just sit back until the whole America's destroyed. And if the president isn't on this, he needs to be impeached, and we need to get Donald Trump in there as soon as possible, so he can take care of this stuff, because I'm sick of it. It's stressing me out. And I got blocked on ABC because I posted something like this. I spoke my mind, and that's what people want to do. They want to be censored. They want you censored. Well, if these writers can speak their mind and go and see, that's another thing. I'm not out there vandalizing things. I am talking through camera. That's one thing I like about YouTube. Some of these people on YouTube, they talk through their camera. They don't go out and destroy things. Like I've heard a couple of people whose parents have died on here. They'll cry. They'll get upset, or they've been bullied, and they go off on social media. They don't take it to the streets. That's when it becomes wrong. So I guess in conclusion, I would like to see something done. Hold towns accountable, hold local officials accountable for this stuff if it does not. And then you go to your bigger governments, and then you go to your states, and then you go higher if nothing else happens. Because I am sick and I am tired of this. We elected Trump. If you did not like the election of Trump, next time he comes up for election, vote him out. Vote. That's the number one thing, is vote. Don't just sit there. And if you can't vote, you have no reason to riot. And I'm not saying that you don't have a voice, is you don't have a reason to get upset. And again, this is how this hate starts. Just like that woman. I watched that video yesterday. Oh, you voted for Trump. And she started shaming the kid. You can't do that. People, open your minds. Open your minds. And some of the things that Trump has going is not to hurt you. It is not to, it is to limit you. It's called discipline. When he wants to put a wall up, it's not to keep all people out. It's just to keep the illegals out. Do you want somebody busting in your house? Why do you have doors on your house? If I was to come in there, and I'm not this way, but I'm going to use this as an example, and mug your mother, kill your dad, kill your brother, give him some type of substance that could kill him, wouldn't you be mad? Would you not be mad? Excuse me, I had to check my time. Would you not be mad? You would be mad, wouldn't you? Do you let them hang in your house? Oh, my name's Jermaine, by the way. I'm going to use okay, let's say I busted in your house. Okay, this isn't my car, or even let's go this far. I hop in your car. What is this? Let me ask you this. Let me see if I can find it. That is called a lock. Why is that lock on the door? The lock is on the door. It's to keep people out. If I'm sitting in here and I feel threatened, am I gonna, oh yeah, come on in. Yeah, you can beat the heck out of me, and you can destroy my life and kill me. That's okay. I don't mind, you know. Come on in, sit down. Am I going to allow that to happen? No. I am going to lock this door. I can't lock it, but you know what I'm saying. I am going to lock the door. I'm going to lock every door in this car to keep myself safe. I'm going to lock every door in my house to keep myself safe. And that is basically what Donald Trump is trying to do. Now, if you come to my door peacefully, right procedure, Jermaine, can I get in your car? Oh, sure. Sure, come on. Here, just, I need to meet you first. Hi, how are you? Your name is Bob? Yes, my name's Bob, and I'm from blah, blah, blah. Come on. But just to let Bob come into your car, you're driving down the road, and he murders you, you're not going to feel safe. Just like the same thing with the house. Oh, yeah, you're at my house. I'll come in. Am I going to let you just barge into my house? No. I am going to ask you some questions. If you're legitimate, I'm going to let you in. If you're not legitimate, you're going to stay outside. That's basically what he wants to do. He wants to put a front door on America to keep us safe. And you guys, you rebellious little punks, don't want to understand that. And I want this video to go viral. I want this video to go viral because it needs to go viral. Copy it. I don't care. It's on my YouTube channel. You know, but to have these riots, especially on Veterans Day, what are the veterans who fought for this country thinking? When we don't have action, we let people riot. And I think that's another thing. I think this freedom of speech thing is going too far. Not that it needs to be cut out of the Constitution, but people use and overexploit things for what they want, what their agenda has in store. Oh, it's freedom of speech, so I can do whatever I want to. I can go out in the streets and disrupt people's lives for 3 or 4 days with no consequences. That's exploiting the law. And I am so glad that Mr. Trump is going to impose that treason thing. Because if you don't like our country, get out. Go to... And you know what I think should happen also? The people that are rioting, if we can get addresses and we can get where these people live, they need to go live in a third world country where you have bombs coming down around you every day. You want to feel, you don't want to feel, or you have bombs, you have bombs coming around you every day. Okay? Or even go out in the jungles where you have to eat bugs, where you have to try to survive on your food. You know, I watch those shows, and then you come back a year later. No, as their sentence, I think that's what they should do. Load their butts up, send them to Africa, send them to the poorest, send them to Haiti. You want to see how great Hillary is? Your butt is going to Haiti. This is what she was trying to save. This is what she was supposed to, your hero, your God, was supposed to be doing. Helping these people out. Instead, she took money and did something else with it. Take all these people to Haiti, bring all the people from Haiti over here, get them what they need, or have a specific spot for all these people that want to riot, take them over to Haiti, because I guarantee you, if you did this in another country, I used to read Corporal Punishment magazine. And you would get your butt beat. You would get your butt beat. Look at Michael Fay. He acted up in Singapore. What did they do? They didn't let it go by. He was caught. He was arrested. He was beaten. Civil disobedience. And people think they have a right to civil disobedience. They don't. You don't like our country? There are other countries, but then again, you don't need to go to the other countries and ruin their way of life. You guys go out and buy a great big island. You all get together. You buy a great big island and don't succeed from the state. Don't succeed for the U.S. Don't take away. Because there's a lot of people in California. I'm hearing this. There are a lot of people. People in California that want to succeed from the U.S. What about the law-abiding people who love where they are? If you want to succeed, you go and look on the map, and you can go up in the Arctic. Live up in the Arctic. There's a lot of land there. Don't take away from good people here. Don't go to other countries just because you don't like our country and cause trouble there. It needs to stop, people. And I'm begging you, and you local leaders and president and whoever is seeing this, you have to understand where we're all coming from. We're frustrated that nothing's getting done. We're frustrated that everybody is sitting back and it seems like they're doing nothing. Nothing's getting done, and that's why we keep on expressing ourselves the way we do, because we're frustrated. The people that are positively stating their case, we have a heart. We want something done. And when something is not being done and people are just sitting by doing nothing, we get pissed. And you have to understand that. You have to understand that. And if you are doing something, I apologize. Okay? I will be the first to apologize. Mr. President, I will apologize. If you are working on something, I will apologize. But please do something to restore back America. Thank you.